Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on our comic book creator interviews, including our monthly Chichester chats with comic book legend DG Chichester, superhero movie brackets, and our search for the worst comic book movie of all time, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
Flip, flip.
That's right, kids. Welcome back to the 200th episode of Ultimate Spider-Cast.
We did it, boys. Pack it up. Let's go home.
That's it.
Anyway, I am Phil, and everyone is here this time. That's right, kids. The woman that Hurricane Ian marked itself safe from. It is.
You damn straight, Lilith on fire.
And of course, we got the Spider Pimps here. We got Dave from the Signal of Doom. How you doing, Ray? Dave.
I'm well, thank you. And I am Ray tonight, and Ray can be Dave.
Yes, let's do it.
Yikes!
Do the swap.
We'll just swap.
Freaky Friday.
And that's right, the Spider Pimp himself. Yes, High Priest of Khonshu, Ray. Hello, Ray.
Hello, salutations, everybody. I try to be as least pimpy sounding, so yeah.
And he's
200 episodes. What an achievement!
Yeah, awesome stuff,
yeah,
guys.
Wow.
Far out.
How many times have we, Lilith? How many times have we mentioned Gwen Stacy going off that bridge?
Oh my God, my liver's done. It's done just from that alone.
Just the neck snap.
And to the guy who did its face, no less.
How many times has Jerry Conway had to answer questions about that? I asked
every single podcast he's ever done since podcasts
has to relive
existed.
Yeah, he relives it every time in excruciating detail.
But, if anybody creates a time machine, it's going to be him. He's like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm not going to do it. We're going back.
I reckon he would love it. He's going to be remembered for that. That's a seminal moment in comic book history. So
truly, it was a game changer.
I mean, he was so young when he did that. And again, it's like 50 years later, he's still answering for that. He's probably sick of answering questions about it.
Have you ever heard him when he starts going off script about how much he couldn't stand Gwen Stacy? It's awesome.
Yes, I have.
It's awesome. You don't have to prod him much at all, and then suddenly he's like, you know what? She was really nothing special.
I agree. It's her death that makes her special. Actually, 100%. Ironically.
Yeah.
Ironically, the one thing.
Yeah.
If only she had landed on that headband, man, she would have been fine.
Oh, God.
No, that thing has to be made of adamantium or something. Because even when they resurrect her or anything, she's always wearing that damn
always
headband.
comes back.
Even her kid, her cousin. Wait, no, her cousin.
Jill.
Just change the color headband, and you're fine.
Yeah, she comes back every now and then. She pops up. Clone or whatever.
But Ghost Spider is the gift that keeps giving. So
what is? Can I? Because I watch the Amazing Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends with Finn, and so it is Ghost Spider in there. Isn't that just Spider Gwen? Why?
Yeah,
it is.
Just the name.
Why is it Ghost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's her actual comic name. The main comic, and then everybody just calls her. We just call her Spider Gwen.
But isn't it Spider Gwen on the title?
Spider-Verse, she was Ghost Spider, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Okay.
On the comic, it was for now, but I think even when they do comics now, they say
Spider Gwen.
But yeah, that's like her code name,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
love
just
her.
for the
I've
TV.
actually got a key ring of her somewhere. It's a great design.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a fantastic design. I think that's what really kind of... If it was a half-hearted design for her costume, she probably would have disappeared in the ether. But I think the strength of the design really made her.
Yeah,
and she's developed since then.
For me.
Sorry, what was that, Lilith?
Her character's been fizzling lately for me just because they don't know what to do with her because we're all waiting for Into the Spider-Verse #2.
Well,
the Miles Morales syndrome. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
We always have Silk. I know that you both love Silk.
Boo.
You don't like Silk? I prefer.
I mean, Silk still has a book,
Spider.
but freaking Jessica. Yeah. Don't get me started.
Oh.
I want to open up that can of worms.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Everybody's like, Silk, how does Silk have a book? Nobody reads it. Is it just porn now? Is that what it is?
I wish.
The way that character is drawn, I'm thinking it's very much.
Is it really? I didn't realize she
Her
was.
proportions
Like,
are almost
is
like.
it really?
Oh please, Ray. The one person I hear ever talk about Silk is you. Okay.
She's starting to get Power Girl proportions. I'm just saying. So I'm
Really?
just wondering
Okay.
if that's just what the 5 people that read Silk, is that what they're reading it for?
I may have to make it 6 people.
No, admittedly, like Phil, when I do kind of defend her, like I don't collect her series or anything like that. I've only seen her in the Spider events. I like how they kind of evolved her a little in the fact that she's no longer, under pheromones or kind of has the hots for Peter and vice
that didn't
versa.
last that long.
That didn't last. Yeah,
long.
no.
Yeah.
But I like how she's kind of she was good in Spider Women, the crossover with Spider Woman and Ghost Spider as well. So yeah,
Yeah, that's the only thing I've actually read that character, and it was okay. But like I see the covers, and it's just very much thirst traps. It's very much thirst traps. So I'm
And
just like,
do you really think in this day and age that even works? Like, really?
there will always be horny young boys
I
whose
guess.
mother
Dave.
goes through their things. So
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking that they'd have a lot of other
He's
options.
right below me.
What I'm saying is they'd have a lot of other options
This
these
way.
days. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, Silk's a bit risque. It's not that exciting kind of thing.
never underestimate the power of cartoon drawn women, anime, hentai.
Okay.
Never underestimate the power of that.
I didn't realize she was sexualized. Like,
I mean, Jessica with her butt when she first came out, and we got over that.
Yeah, Jessica, yeah, for sure, absolutely, and she's still kind of depending on the artist.
Yeah.
But Silk, I didn't realize. But I mean, yeah, again, I haven't really paid too much attention to the series.
Neither have I, but
A lot of style, not a lot of substance. At least the last book that I picked up.
All
so.
sizzle, no
I
steak.
am looking at some pictures here, and I must say, yeah, boobs of
Of course you are, Dave. Of course you are.
definitely
It's reaching Power Girl proportions. I'm just saying somebody might want to catch it.
I think she's had some surgeries or loss. I think she's had some work done.
I think she's spinning her own jugs at this point.
She's blossoming into a woman.
Right. Right.
But you know what's weird? Like, you know how Black Widow, obviously, right? And it's just like, but she's not a spider person.
Yeah.
I need that alternate universe where Black Widow's actually part of the spider family. I'm just saying.
I'd love it. I love Black Widow, actually. She's
Oh
one of my
no, she's
favorites.
getting by a radioactive Russian spider. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm saying. In the Red Room itself, I'm just saying, it could work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
could work.
She's got those things on her wrists, whatever they're called.
Exactly.
Stingers or something.
makes
Yeah.
Stingers, that's it, right? Yeah, that's it.
Missed opportunity. I guess they didn't know Spider-Man was going to be as big
Yeah.
as he was.
Good one.
Otherwise, they would have been thinking like,
They were banking on the angel.
And she's a redhead. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
Mary Jane, but if another redhead enters the chat,
Yeah.
even Ben's got himself a redhead now. So I'm just saying.
Well,
Yeah.
technically,
Dark
I'm not reading or I haven't caught up on the most current Amazing Spider-Man, but I don't believe he's with Mary Jane at this point in time.
That's
so
right. No,
he
he's,
can-
They're in an
he's
argument
single
right
and can
now.
they're in a.
mingle. He's single and can mingle. You know.
Well, everybody
So-
knows Felicia's next in line, so
Yeah.
especially since
Nothing
Flash
wrong
is
with that.
dead
I mean,
for
Felicia-
now.
Yeah. Although
They're
Felicia,
gonna bring him back. Mark my words.
she. Yeah, I'm very old-fashioned with. Is she still interested in the spider and not Peter now, or she's gotten over that? Is that
I think
right?
she's kind of gotten over that.
Yeah, she's been over that
that's
for a
old
while.
News. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Actually, with the way the Jet has evolved, Felicia, I don't even think she'd be into Peter or Spider-Man at this point. She's come
She's
a long
into-
way.
She's into Batroc, isn't she?
Oh God! Well, look who's commenting.
Oh,
Mr. Robert Southgate.
Rob. Hey, Rob. How you going?
Good morning, good sir. Get back to packing.
Somebody's high on his coffee.
Oh yeah, I don't even want to talk about Deadpool right now.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
got the
he's-
MCU in shambles.
What?
You're a Deadpool fan, aren't you, Lilith?
Yes.
Yeah, so am I. I'm a massive one. How exciting was the news that Hugh Jackman is going to come in for Deadpool 3?
I don't know how to feel about it.
Mhm.
Like
Well, I feel
I
great.
feel like they're just gonna like retcon the X-Men in. Like that's their chance now
but-
because he's third wall break. Well, they've always been here. What do you mean?
I reckon he won't be the Wolverine. Like, I mean, he'll be a Wolverine from
It's
another.
gonna be another No Way Home
multiverse.
situation.
Yeah, because
I
he's
don't
too
think it'll
old.
be that
He
serious.
can't.
I don't think it'll be that
he's-
serious. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to be a one and done. And I can tell you, this is
Well,
this
Hugh
is-
Jackman's Broadway roles have dried up, so he might need some Disney
Exactly.
money.
Well, I can
Yeah.
tell you, I have heard rumors, which I can't cite sources, but this Deadpool 3 thing with Hugh Jackman, they've been negotiating for a long time.
Oh yeah, everybody knows that.
No, I know, but like close sources to him, I can tell you that it was apparently always going to happen, and to the
Oh.
point where
It was just the money point, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
also, you know, on the sheer fact of Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds too, I'm sure helps. Very
Oh, yeah.
great working
No, yeah.
environment from what I hear. I've never heard a single person say, even on his worst movies, nobody's ever said, you know, Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
is a diva or anything. So
Oh yeah, no, he chased and chased and chased to push for it, like so. Yeah.
And what Rob was saying, because I read an article as well. There's that, you know, the speculation as to whether Hugh approached the MCU or whether they approached him, and they kind of think that he approached them because he mentioned something in an interview about it being on his terms. So.
yeah,
Maybe
because
just,
the way Fox treated him, let's be honest, like I mean, they didn't really give him great material. B, they milked him for all it was worth, even when it kind of wasn't to his benefit. But he like kind of did it for the fans too, and like really
He said
pushed
good
for
for the
Logan to
fans.
be as good as it was.
Oh
So-
yeah.
yeah.
No, I absolutely love Hugh Jackman and I love Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, so I'm super excited. Like that, even the Deadpool movie's got a date. You know.
I know. How cool is that?
Yeah.
It's
Just that in itself is. It's enough
I didn't
reason
think
to
it was
stay
gonna
alive.
happen.
Me either.
Honestly,
I didn't.
I
I
was
thought it was
starting
fake.
to lose
when
faith.
I
I was
first-
starting
yeah.
to lose faith, and when I woke up and saw that news, I seriously thought, "Is this just a prank?"
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
and then I was like, "No, they're just backing it so heavily. There's no way that they would prank this hard. Like it would be a disaster for them."
yeah,
yeah.
honestly. But look, listen, no tea, no shade to Tom Holland. Y'all, I don't know if you know this about me. I'm not really a fan of Tom Holland Spider-Man, but
Yeah,
if they
am-
bring back Tobey Maguire,
Yeah.
if we could have Toby and Ryan
Even
Reynolds and a
Andrew
Spider-Man
Garfield, I like
Deadpool team up, listen, and
Yeah.
get Sam Raimi back, listen.
I heard. I don't know if this is true. I saw something today, just as I was reading my Kraven, that Sam Raimi was rumored to be doing the Blade movie.
Oh yeah, I would
Oh,
hope so.
really?
After the last director stepped out,
Yeah.
Yeah, he stepped out, which we covered on Signal last night. Which I said to you, Ray,
which
seemed
is
like
crazy because they were supposed to
Yeah.
start shooting next month,
Mm.
and they're trying to set a date of next November. I'm just like, oh
But
my
did
god,
you-
this is crazy.
Did you see the article as well though? But they're going to take a step back. Bo DeMayo, who was involved in Moon Knight as well
Yeah.
as some other, he's going to be rewriting like a large portion of
Ooh.
the script. So it's not just like
I heard
jumping.
Mahershala Ali had a little writing credit in there too. So I don't know how he's gonna feel about that. He's executive
Oh.
producing. He's had a lot of input on this movie,
so it's
Yeah.
being pushed back, like the filming,
and he's
everything. They're
not really happy with that Eternals voiceover cameo. Like it might fall
wasn't-
apart.
He wasn't. Yeah, I'm hoping
He didn't
not,
like that. He said
jeez.
Blade deserved better than that. Than a
Bring back
disembodied
Wesley.
voice.
Bring back
And
Wesley.
No, I
rumor
think
has it
Mahershala
he
Ali-
might make an
does.
appearance.
I'll look
But
at it.
Delroy Lindo as Whistler because Delroy Lindo is amazing, and to have a black Whistler, yes.
Oh, cool.
Wesley
Yeah, that was
Snipes-
the most like I like Mahershala or whatever, but like Delroy Lindo in the MCU, yes, please.
Yeah, I hope they do stick to the guns with Blade because I think
Please.
that opens a door. I mean, apparently that Werewolf by Night one-shot TV show is just going great guns. Like it's getting rave reviews, and like that opens the door to the monster kind of corner. And Blade very much plays into that, and they can expand. I'd love the
The
supernatural.
Rider, Ray, the Rider.
Oh, the
Love for
Rider.
Delroy Lindo to kill Morbius, absolutely.
Yes. I mean, I haven't seen Morbius still, but I want to.
Well,
yeah.
Jared Leto's Morbius anyway,
yeah.
and then the
I
real
was-
Morbius shows up.
I was so in that Doctor Strange movie. I remember, Ray. I was so convinced the Rider was going to turn up.
Yeah, there was.
And
there
it was,
were
I was like
rumours,
4/5 of the movie, and finally I said to whoever I was probably Michelle, I said, I don't think the Rider's going to turn up. And I was so disappointed. I'd built it up in my head that the
That's
Rider
the
was
worst.
going to turn up.
That is the worst thing when you're fed false information and you go into the cinema waiting for something and then it just never turns up.
Well,
I've been there before as well.
that all those other people turned up, like Patrick Stewart turned up and the Fantastic Four guy turned up and whoever else turned up. And I was like, come on.
Can I just say as well, I saw in the post Patrick Stewart, we got Professor X, we got Charlie Cox, Kingpin, and we got Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. How cool is it that the MCU is bringing all these kind of people? And so, I think it's cool. Back to the point with Hugh Jackman.
It's the Chris Evans effect. They know.
Yeah.
They know.
So I think it's a winning formula. Bring him back. Pay him big bucks. Get Hugh back in there.
Well, I think they backed the money truck up a long way for Hugh Jackman, and
I'm sure.
I would
get
almost
Halle
question...
Berry there for Storm.
Whoa!
Yeah.
no.
Actually, I would prefer Angela Bassett because they told her she was too old. I was like, baby, have you seen Angela Bassett?
Yeah, I don't really
you
like
fumbled the bag
Berry.
on that one.
Yeah, she's in 911, and she still looks fantastic. Yeah, my girlfriend watches it. Yeah,
she could have easily been Storm.
They said she was too old, and she still looks the same age when they told her that.
Back then, she was too old. Really?
Yeah.
We had that conversation, Lilith. Remember, it was early 2000s. Halle Berry was getting every black woman role in Hollywood.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle, definitely. So,
Well, Stella got a groove back.
She ain't never lost it.
No, exactly.
Angela Bassett's one of my faves, and I'm glad Ryan Murphy discovered putting her in all his ensembles like American Horror Story and 911. Absolutely love 911. It's a great show.
Ed Gale, isn't he a serial killer? Who's this guy?
I don't know who Ed Gale is.
Ed Gein. I'm sorry, I'm thinking Ed Gein. Ed Gale. Who's Ed Gale?
The little guy?
Keep
little actor?
Keep throwing out your references, Grandpa.
No, that's from that guy's from Howard the Duck, the movie.
That's Ed O'Neill.
About.
He's from Married with Children. No, Ed Gale. I don't know.
Yes, exactly. Howard the Duck.
He's Howard the Duck.
The little actor, the small person actor.
Oh, the guy in the duck suit. Okay.
Yeah.
The guy in the duck suit. Bring him back, Jesus.
Is he still alive?
I don't know anything about
that.
No one knows.
Like an IMDb.
Oh, no, he's still alive, so we can do it.
Yes, bring him back. But no one would recognize him unless he's in the Howard the Duck costume.
But we've seen Howard the Duck, and isn't he just?
I know. I reckon they can retcon that. They redo that because that Guardian.
They retcon the Infinity Gauntlet. They can retcon it.
Yeah, it was a waste. Wasted use.
All the MCU fans are yelling at me now.
No, Lilith, you're right on the mark. Freaking, what was it? Hela and Infinity Gauntlet in Asgard, all that sort of bazazzle. Anyway.
All right. Well, should we talk about what we're here to talk about?
Yeah,
what are we? I thought we were talking. Okay, yeah, excellent.
We're just doing the news. We're just talking the news.
Hey, I love him, but I know when Dave shows up, I know what's going to happen. So
Long weekend, Phil. Long weekend. Don't worry.
And Ray and his friend Red Wine. I know what happens.
See, your Labor Day needs to be the first Monday in September, like ours, and then we could all have one long weekend together.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yes. They're thinking of doing 4-day weeks here, just to bring us into another side tangent.
Oh, okay. This is definitely true. Yes, Rob. Yes, thank you. Yes, he derailed everything. Yes.
I blame Rob. Can we blame Rob?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Thank you. Because he's not here. So, not here.
That's right out of the CapesandLunatics playbook. Yes. All right.
My words.
All right. Kraven's Last Hunt.
Iconic.
Oh, yeah. That's what me and Dave were saying before you guys popped on. It's like
very iconic.
It's like the definitive Kraven story. And even JMD Mateus is like, you know what? Kraven was never like my favorite character or one I really gave two thoughts about. And
I mean, let's face it, Kraven, I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, has really risen to any height near this run. Like, I can't think of any run where he's been quite significant other than this.
I can tell you what something was significant in a Spider-Man game called Shattered Dimensions had a good Kraven scene where you're fighting him, but I agree. In general, his stories, this is it, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Even that 90s Spider-Man Kraven episode is like my least favorite episode in that whole series.
That was the TV media and the hunt, right?
Yeah.
I think I watched it just recently. Yeah.
Bendis did a really bad Kraven and Ultimate.
Well,
no,
Sherlock.
Wipe your mouth with wash your mouth out with soap.
Bendis gave us some of his worst
I guess Dave won't be defending Bendis during his trial.
No,
Oh yeah, we're talking about pulling the trigger on that Bendis trial thing.
Yeah, he does not want me on the jury.
Oh my god! But yeah, it's so funny because that's what me and Dave were just saying. Yes, does everyone know? Yes, Mr. Bendis has said. I believe he even said this to me personally. This originally, he came up with the concept of the story before it even became a Spider-Man story. I mean, this almost became a story for another character.
Batman, my favorite character.
Oh, you're talking about DeMatteis, not Bendis.
Yeah.
Philip! I was just thinking,
You must edit that.
Bendis time traveled back.
No.
Bendis time traveled back to the mid-'80s.
If another person had a time machine, it would be Bendis. Go back and take the credit for everything.
That hack is living rent-free in my head.
Yes, Phil, I know the story about it being originally...
Oh, I know. You know everything about Batman. I know.
Batman.
Against his will, dealing with you.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
All to do. It works better with Spider-Man. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Well, absolutely, because Batman's been Bat God forever. So this would never happen to him.
I was going to say, there is no way this would happen to Batman, on his worst day.
It wouldn't even happen to Damian.
But something like this must have happened to him, right? I'm sure in the
Darkseid
hundreds
to kill
and
him,
thousands
Ray.
of stories
Took
that he's
Darkseid to
had.
kill him, man. Took Darkseid to kill him, Ray.
Really?
Not Kraven. Darkseid with his magic bullet.
And he'd even stay dead permanently.
No, he wasn't even
What happened
dead.
what's the idiot route? What's the one that we did?
Oh, yeah,
Phil?
the idiot route.
Did he get drugged? Did he get... He was,
Oh, yeah, he got high, remember? Yeah, he ate
There
that
you go.
root, got high, yeah.
There you go. Similar to this, kind of.
Did he get buried alive for 3 weeks?
No. Because he had a plan. Because he had time.
Prep time.
Prep time.
Prep time, Ray. You know,
So,
Batman's
he
favorite.
had prep
I know
time.
DC must be throwing up and crying right now. Nobody takes Batman seriously anymore. Like, even the Batman fans don't. We roast him about being rich and doing nothing, eating orphans.
Eating orphans.
Being a freaking thorn in the Justice League side. Like, this guy does he not know we're gods and he's a mere mortal? Like, they just must be so upset now. Like, you used to never question Batman. Now it's like, nah, he's just a rich guy. That is his superpower. And we kind of want to eat the rich now, so... Let's bring in Green Arrow instead, you know?
I'll stick up for Batman. Like, he's had some appalling treatment by some hack writers in the last, few years. I won't name names.
Tom King.
Welcome to the modern era of comics.
It is. And Tom King took and just buried him alive with bad stories. And only now are we finally getting back to some semblance of decent Batman stories. But unfortunately, DC persist in spamming week after week with Batman miniseries to the point where even a Batman addict like myself is just exhausted by it. There's just too many.
Fatigue.
Bad fatigue, yeah.
Honestly, I was happy when we were getting weekly Spider-Man, and when it stopped, I literally felt like an addict. I was like, wait, I gotta wait a whole month now? No.
Yeah. But I don't think Spider-Man gets Spider-Man, it was great weekly, but he didn't get the level of limited series that they give Batman. They just spam
that's
Batman.
reserved for Wolverine. And Venom.
Yeah. No, I mean, I literally, I've looked at the issues, the floppies that have come out for Batman in the last year or two. Oh my god,
he just opens up his special case, the light shines, comes on, the music.
Bathing him in light, like.
I have a special case, and the recording is Ray's voice. Welcome to the greatest character of all time.
You know what I wish they'd do? And this is getting us slightly off topic. I wish they would do a really good World's Finest again with Batman and Superman. I know they're doing.
Are you not reading them?
They are.
I am. No, I am. But
you want something more modern?
No, not really. I want it to continue. I just think that those two icons, like I like them as the World's Finest. So I'm just saying I hope it really goes a long time is what I'm trying to say.
Well, we got to vote with our pocketbooks, and I have been.
being
No,
a
it's not
champion,
mine. Yep.
being a champion of the niche, I think DC should just give other characters a bit more. Black Canary, come on, am I right, guys? Am I right?
I mean, you will get no arguments from me here, sir.
Black Canary. Yeah,
I've
exactly.
been
There are
dying
so
for a
many
Black
cool
Canary
characters.
show.
But
Yeah.
isn't she in
Forever.
something, Ray? Isn't she in like a? Is there a Green Arrow she's in or something like that?
I don't know. I've been
No.
reading her older stuff,
There's
so I
nothing.
don't know.
I mean,
No.
she was in the
There's
Arrow
nothing
show.
Green Arrow.
That's
Really?
That doesn't even count. I didn't even recognize that character. So
Yeah.
She's a great character, Black Canary. No,
I mean,
no
she's
doubt.
just an example. I mean, there are plenty of others as well. I just give them some like
Yeah, but
people
obviously-
like
but-
Booster Gold and what's that other guy, the Beetle Boy.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
Beetle
that's it.
Well, they had Blue and Gold by Dan Blurgans, and
Blurgans.
and it was universally hated by most people.
Oh,
I
was
think.
it really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
It was pretty.
What's a
pretty
good run
average.
by the What's the Blue and Gold? What's a good run for them? Like they had a good run.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of the old classic Justice League stuff and everything. Like with
No, but I mean their own title.
I
Don't they
mean,
have
I don't know about the two of them, but Booster Gold
Oh.
had a good series
yeah.
in like the late 2000s. It was like, yeah, right, like
Okay.
52 pickup and stuff. You know,
Okay. Oh,
Jeff
I tell
Johns
ya.
was writing him for a while.
I'll
Not
be
that-
controversial. Blue Beetle's a waste of a character, whether it's Tyquord or Jaime Reyes.
Ooh.
Isn't he?
I
He's coming
like-
on screen, isn't he?
I
He's
like
coming on
that
TV.
character.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
The Latino character, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's,
I mean the last run that they did with Jaime, yeah, it was good. But like everyone they switched it over, it was so like jarring. I was just like, oh.
he's
But
got a
yeah, the
movie
last
coming
one that
out.
they did for Blue Beetle was good, but up until then, I did not enjoy the character. Even Teen Titans couldn't make me like that character.
Really? So I
Young
only
Justice,
knew
I
it-
mean.
I knew him from that. I think I knew him from some animated stuff I'd seen him in, and I thought it was pretty cool. Is he the lead character in the movie? I think they're doing.
I don't know.
I
It's
thought
just-
they were doing, technically, they were going to do both the Blue Beetles for some
Okay.
random reason, but
The suit
there's
looks
been
pretty
so
cool.
many rumors floating around about that movie
Yeah.
Well,
for
I'm-
like
I'm-
literally
that's pretty
20
good.
years, so.
I'm keen for it if it comes out, like 'cause
Yeah.
it's something different, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
DC's focused on right now is getting that Black Adam movie out and maybe getting that Flash movie out.
What are you
someday.
guys' thoughts on Black Adam? Like, but just interested to know because are you
It's gonna be
Annoyed
a
at-
flop,
really
flop,
with
flop.
the Rock? With the Rock as well? Yeah.
Babes, The Rock's been in every movie for the last 10 years. We're over it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bit of fatigue.
I want to see Doctor Fate. I don't want to see. And
Yeah, like
Hawkman.
everybody else
but-
around the character seems
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
But Black Adam itself, much like all of The Rock's characters, it's just going to be The Rock being The Rock.
It is gonna be.
So you reckon it's
maybe
gonna be a flop?
slightly harder version of his normal character?
No,
you
it's
know?
going to be like, oh, this reminds me of his wrestling days when he made the heel face turn.
Yeah.
Oh, can you smell what Black Adam's cooking? Okay.
Oh, I can.
Can you imagine if he said
And
that?
it's a can of
Oh, that
flop.
would be. That would be very egotistical.
See,
if he did.
even Rob
Yeah.
knows.
I don't
It's
think
not
it'll-
going to be $1 billion film. It'll be
No,
lucky
it
to
would
make 500 million. I'm just
I-
going to call it.
Really?
Lilith, I was just about to say the same thing. I was literally going to say
So
that.
you reckon
I think we'll
Shazam
struggle
will
to
be
make
better?
500 mil.
I thought
Shazam will make
the
better
first
money
Shazam
than-
was one of its top 3 best DC.
I enjoyed it. I
movies.
really enjoyed Shazam.
It's
like,
a great
not knowing
family
much.
movie. It's a
Yeah.
Christmas movie,
It
and
is.
it's a, you know what I mean. Like, I don't know why people. Well, Zachary Levi is not the best lead.
Well, how about the second one?
Sorry,
The
Chuck
second one-
fans.
The second one coming out. That looks.
Yeah, the
that
second
looks
one
good as
should be
well.
fun.
Yeah.
It's a crowd pleaser. I mean, it wasn't for me, but
Yeah.
it was a crowd pleaser. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only family film in all of the DCEU.
Aquaman? Is that a
Zack
family
Snyder's
film? I'm
Justice
not-
League.
Injustice.
Injustice, yeah. Exactly. The Killing Joke.
Oh,
Sounds too lightly okay because of timing.
well,
Yeah,
yeah. If
yeah,
they're
I mean,
making
it's
another
not gonna-
Christmas movie, they should make Shazam the Christmas movie. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
it's-
They
saying.
should.
I,
No, they
I'm
should.
not
I
expecting
agree.
it to set the. It's not going to set the world on fire, but I reckon it'll be a solid, kind of entertaining.
I mean, you
similar
could
to-
literally build. They should have saved Shazam because we all knew the Snyderverse was falling apart, and they could have literally built their new like DCU around Shazam. But
Yeah.
it is what it is now.
Phil, why are we
looking up-
talking DC?
Sorry,
Ray's getting hot.
Booster Gold.
No, I'm
Ray's like,
enjoying.
just close to
No,
Batman.
I'm enjoying every minute of it. It's just.
So I look at this. Shazam took 365 million worldwide. I would think the sequel will take more than that. I really do.
You reckon?
It will because people were
Yeah.
apprehensive about it, and
Yes,
it
yes.
proved to be solid.
Yep.
Exactly. So the sequel should do better business than that, I believe.
And then what are we projecting for Black Adam?
I'm gonna say the most is gonna make it 650 million.
800. Okay, I'll go 800.
No, 650.
I'll say I'll go a bit higher, a bit more lenient. 800. How about
I'm going to say
you?
Because
550.
that 800 is what the Justice League made.
Yeah, I'm going to say 550.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And that was a
Phil?
different time too.
And The
How
Rock
about
has
you?
produced some flops. It's not like every movie The Rock's in.
A lot of
is huge.
flops.
He has, yeah, exactly.
What do you feel?
Looking
what
at
what's
you,
your number?
Hobbs and Shaw.
I don't know, maybe,
San Andreas,
maybe around
you know?
700.
He's only at
Rage.
7. Okay. So 655, 657, and 8. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Interesting.
400. Now, are you talking 400 million or $400, Rob?
$400 at best. My goodness.
$400.
Oh dear.
Jesus.
Then
That's
Warner
just The
Brothers
Rock
are
buying
in
all his
a
family
lot
tickets.
of problems. Oh yeah, well he's got a big family, so I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Kraven's Last Hunt.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Vermin holding this whole story together, by the way.
Good old Kraven.
Oh yeah, James.
Love Vermin.
James' favorite creation. Yeah.
Oh, make sure you link that in the show notes. We did a
What?
great when we discussed Vermin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, in the Captain
Poor
America.
old Vermin.
thing, yeah.
Poor old Vermin. Never catches
Honestly,
a break.
And a shout out to Mike Zeck's art. Just fantastic.
Yes.
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 Really liked it. There was a
No,
what was
I
that
want
one?
to say this. I want to say when I come to read this story, and I read it again tonight before the show, I'm always blown away by just how good the art is, how atmospheric, how moody.
Yeah.
It is almost, I think, perfect for a comic book, of this stature. So
It's
great
really good.
story, but so well served by the art.
I love the bestial transformation. That whole decision, like very much primal, kind of is the expression. So.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, no,
And,
it's
and
great.
I love just the contrast because I asked Steve Mateus and he said, yeah, it was just, I guess, basically on a whim. But this is the very next story after the wedding.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
What a
Wow.
honeymoon. Jesus.
Gosh, yeah, poor bastard. Yeah.
And she does reference that they're married, doesn't
Mhm.
she? She actually just married. She sort of does say that. Like, wow, that's a dark turn after the wedding, which is a pretty sort of like.
Well,
Mm.
real
Right.
life, after you get married, it's all downhill from there. Sorry, married boys.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Just a little dark.
We can't see your video, but you're rolling your eyes, Lilith. I know. I'm kidding. Yeah, the art is fantastic. I mean, because I just wanted to point out, because I think the last episode, guys, that we did at Scarlet Spider was Mike Zack, right? And we said, oh, this is really weird.
Oh yeah,
This is not the Mike Zack that
It was
we
nowhere near as
remembered.
good, frankly.
Yeah,
It was-
this one's, So Bob McLeod is inker here as well. So maybe that's got something to do with it.
I think it's like, I don't know, like 8 years later or something. That one we did last time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time since. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is the Mike Zeck that I like. This is the Mike Zeck who did things like Punisher and Secret Wars and all that. I think this is pinnacle stuff, and it went through all the issues, all the different Spider-Man issues, like Amazing, I guess Spectacular, and Web of Spider-Man,
Yeah.
which I think was novel at the time. JM mentions in his forward. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad, like, unlike the Clone Saga, it's like they kept like the same art team and everything through all 3 books. They didn't
Yeah,
like,
that really helped.
keep have like different artists on each book. So.
Or
Well, I
different
mean-
writers. The Clone Saga, how they had
that
the
too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the scale is
Well,
totally
when you
different,
keep pushing
but,
an issue and none of the original people want to do it,
That's
what happened.
Exactly. You're going to have to get some fill-ins and all that.
they're like, "Yeah, pass this off to the B team. We're done here. Here's
Planet
the
of the
outline. We're
Symbiotes."
leaving."
Give Scarlet Spider to Blurgans. Sorry, Dan
Oh,
Jurgens.
he left after a while.
Yeah, exactly.
You know it's
That's what
bad
I'm
when he
saying.
leaves.
Yeah. When Mr. Average leaves.
Oh,
It's not even that. Is that he's very much a suits pleaser at the end of
Yeah.
the day, which some people might say, "Oh, that's just how you
Okay.
play the game." Sometimes not.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. That's
Sometimes
true.
you got to stand up for the fans. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and interestingly, and I was talking about this with Phil just before, in the forward, JM talks about, like, obviously we've spoken about it was pitched as different things, but also that he was going through a dark personal time. And when I had him on Signal, I said to him, so I was recalling the forward without reading, and I said, and if I recall correctly, James, you were going through some heavy alcohol times or something. And he went, no, not alcohol, not alcohol. Remember that, Ray? And
Yes,
it was a mystery of what I didn't want to probe. I was like, so what, drugs?
No, you throw it in there, like just to try to kind of like poke around.
Kind of stirred the pot a little bit, and but it was not alcohol, so we know that.
No, we know that. Yeah.
I feel like the interrogation. I kind of wanted to probe deeper, Ray. You know, like investigative journalism of my style. But it was hard. I was like, well, are you going to tell us, or is it a mystery? I don't know.
Go ahead, throw it in.
But his personal life was in shambles, and he came out with this masterpiece, which is a credit to him, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who knows?
You know, that's how a lot of artists work too. You know.
Well, yeah, all those singers. Like, I mean, look at all the songs Taylor Swift got off a breakups.
No, what we're not gonna do. What we're not gonna do is badmouth Taylor Swift. We're not gonna do it.
I don't say that.
No, that's not badmouthing. No,
because John Mayer did the same thing. Okay, Sam Smith does the same thing. Ed Sheeran does the same thing.
Everyone does it. No, absolutely. For any artist, you need that kind of conflict and, trouble. I mean, Ed
Sheeran, I wish he wouldn't do the same thing. I wish he'd shut up.
I think Taylor actually rubbed off on him, but never mind. That's neither here nor there.
But you are right. They're very much the artiste in the moment of tragedy, in the dark hours of the soul, coming out with the classics is it's almost a cliche, but
it's a tried and true formula.
It is. But wouldn't you just love to paint a scene like a dark New York, like maybe the bill collectors at the door, who knows what, like a marriage falling apart, and there's JM scribbling away in the dark hours of the night, putting it all together in tears, kind of
by
thing.
candlelight because the power's
cut off. They're going to take, all his furniture the next day if he doesn't come up with a hit. I'm painting a scene. I don't know how accurate it is.
I mean, that's actually a good point in the fact that Kraven's Last Hunt, in the context of, when it came out, like we're talking 87, and if you think about all the surrounding titles and the stories, it's so different to the others in like tone. Maybe that's just me, but at least Marvel. So yeah, it was testament to, like, I guess, editorial allowing JM to do what he kind of wanted, but going back to the whole artist thing about working and using that kind of tragedy or hard times to work it, because most of 80s. I was reading before we come on air, West Coast Avengers around this time as well, Englehart, all that sort of stuff, and it's all very fun and kind of light, and I know we get stuff like Frank Miller's Daredevil as well, which kind of touched upon the darker edge, but I think for this time, like putting this in context, it's pretty good,
Listen, with what they had me with the first the Web of Spider-Man 31 where he's training in the nude. I'm like, you have my attention.
There you go. I mean, like the second panel, you see the buttocks of Kraven.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, and he's in the loincloth for the most part. So, yeah.
Finally, something for the ladies.
Finally,
I've got a question.
Zoom in on that panel.
Is there like a telepathic link between Kraven and Spider-Man? Like, it seems like there's almost like a telepathic link going on.
There's some sort of link. Yeah.
Is that the drugs? Like, maybe the drugs have...
Could be.
Because he's drinking that roots and whatever he's drinking, and it's a little bit hallucinogenic.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering if... It does seem like they share kind of a weird bond,
Yeah. I think that's that ambiguity that we're
the bond is trauma and guilty floating heads, That's the bond, honestly.
Bonded by trauma. Wow.
And this primal kind of thing, the whole thing touching with Spider-Man and I guess his avatar, so to speak, like, the spider, and you see Kraven dealing with spiders early on, eating them, battling them. So it's all kind of very cerebral from JM.
How about the scene where those two guys are hassling Mary Jane? And if you look at the short shorts on one of the guys, like, they're riding real high.
Which issue are you talking about, Dave?
Hoochie Daddy shorts.
it's. I think it's like about page about 40 something. I'm just trying to find the exact. Yeah, okay. Page 43 on my trade. This one guy in these red shorts, like they really are up high if you look. And
are you saying she should be catcalling him?
Maybe. I mean,
exactly.
And then she says, "Oh,
there we go.
I think I'm going to die. I've never seen anyone in pants that tight. Look at the shorts you're wearing, pal. You're making comments about her pants, and in the meantime, you're in shorts that are barely covering,
your
vital areas. Yeah, it's
what
weird.
What are you saying, Dave? He's being cheeky.
Oh! Hit the corner button, Phil.
I did.
And then I enjoyed it when Kraven actually turns up and he just annihilates. And it even scares, I think, Mary Jane at one point because Kraven's going so intensely crazy. And if you think about it, she doesn't know that that's not Peter.
Oh yeah, they even say that later.
Exactly.
She's like, there's only two options, and both are not good. It's either Peter's gone nuts or that's not Peter. Where the hell is Peter at?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Although to be fair, he has gone nuts before. So.
Well, that's why that was one of the options. He's gone nuts.
Yeah. And imagine if you've just married someone and then the next day you see them beating the shit out of someone like that.
Yeah, you're like, ooh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
This was not a good choice.
Oh, yeah, he was
I should have listened to Aunt Anna.
Exactly.
Now you know you're in a deep pro.
So that's a great scene. I think that scene really ratchets up the action. And then the next issue, you see Kraven annihilating some gangsters or something, and he actually kills one of them because Kraven does not care.
Yeah.
He's just unleashed.
I kind of love this thing, and they've used it later on about the villain dressing up, in the hero clothing. And I just think it's great, like that Kraven's just being a total kind of psycho in Spider-Man's. It reminds me of Bullseye and Daredevil as well in the 90s. Bullseye just dresses up and just
like that.
Great.
One of those Last Day Innocenti stories. Yeah.
But this, I mean, obviously this one came before, but it's just so cool because he's confusing everyone, and the artwork again, like he throws that guy's head through the side of a car, and he snaps a guy's as you said, Dave, he snaps a guy's neck over his shoulder. It's all pretty graphic. Yeah,
but it's cool, like because I think it's not just a dark tone. It's also a melancholy tone in this book. It's the art really services it well. Like Kraven, then I'm looking at a picture here. He's got the knife out and he's like stabbing around that rat that's in the cage. It's like very kind of intense, and of course, obviously, that mirrors poor old Vermin down in
even the small moments where he comes home and I think it's the Web of Spider-Man 31, and he's soaking wet, he's exhausted, and he's like, "Oh, get me off this mortal coil," and he watches a spider descend from his ceiling. Who hasn't come home tired from work, too tired to kill the spider? Like, come on, that's relatable.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I mean, just the strength of DeMatteis's writing. I mean, issues 2 and 3. We don't even see Peter. It's all Kraven, and it's like,
you're captivated.
You're not like, oh, hey, where the hell's Peter? Where the hell's Peter?
It's not like a Marvel team up where you're just like, okay,
I know,
3, 2, 1.
If it was somebody else writing this, you'd be like, come on, where are we going to get back to Peter? Come on.
Yeah.
And you're right, Dave. It's not like just a straight out horror or a slash fest or graphic. There's that sense of there's a psychological kind of side of this. Which kind of just adds so much more to this than just your straight out, just violent, dark.
It adds a bit of depth in kind of like a time and medium. Sometimes where there's precious little of it, it gives a bit of gravitas, without overdoing it.
Especially with Kraven, who is almost as jokey at this time as Shocker, dare I say?
Yeah.
He was 2 steps from becoming, the next Shocker, where just
absolutely. He was a
cannon fodder,
one-dimensional character, but. JM spends so much time with the character here, as you say, you don't even see Peter, that he kind of really develops him. So, yeah.
This is exactly when you say Kraven, this is the story you think of, all the imagery, the artwork, everything. This is what you think of. And the X-Men are fighting him now, and I'm like, oh, babes, no, don't. Unless he's hunting Wolverine, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Cool. It was pretty cool that Elektra in Woman Without Fear just recently she bumped into Kraven. That was pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, you don't see him much. I mean, I didn't really realize he was going up against the X-Men.
He's got a movie coming out, which we haven't even
allegedly.
mentioned.
It's Sony.
Allegedly. Yeah, but
what do we
they've got
think about
that guy from. I'm confused by it.
Aaron Taylor Johnson, is that the guy?
Yeah, it is. I don't understand why Spider-Man's not in that movie, frankly.
Because it's the Sonyverse.
I
don't understand these friggin' weird choices by Sony. Like,
Sony is making movies at a loss for the insurance. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you look, it seems like it. Outside of the Venom movies, every other movie they're making is in the Spider-Verse.
They're
making it at a loss.
No Way Home is their big cash cow, right? I mean, I know it's done in association with the MCU, but they're still
making money hand over fist with that whole collab. So
but that oh my god, that Kraven, I don't understand that movie.
And he's not even going to be like an animal hunter, allegedly. So.
Oh, what? It's going to be like a Dr. Doom in the
2022. We can't do that anymore, I guess. I don't know.
He's going to be a computer programmer or something. Is he? He's going to be a...
He's going to be playing the Oregon Trail, trying to get his family safely over there.
An influencer.
A social influencer. Oh, God forbid.
Kraven the influencer.
Oh, no.
Oh, stop it.
I'm hunting
You're
online.
giving them ideas.
Animal rights activist /
animal rights activist.
Influencer.
Oh no.
I don't know. They did kind of make Venom and Eddie canon, that whole thing. So I don't know. Maybe they get it. Maybe they don't.
Well, I enjoyed their Venom movies.
Yeah, Venom was cool. Yeah, Venom was good. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed them, to be honest.
I was a little disappointed that Carnage, no spoilers, died. Died.
But that's okay. Toxin will be back. It's okay.
I found that movie extremely amusing. That Let There Be Carnage. I thought it had some really funny bits.
I mean, they knew exactly what they had. They made it almost 2 hours.
They gave us Woody Harrelson, okay, babe? Yes, they knew what they were doing. Underrated guy, by the way.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, we noticed this is going to be a slugfest. We're just going to give you 2 hours.
They gave us what we wanted. Like, that's what a comic book movie should be.
Yep.
Punch them up, funny. Don't take yourself so seriously.
I totally agree. That bit with Venom in the band, that still makes me laugh just thinking about it. I thought it was hilarious.
In the band? I can't remember that now.
There's a bit where he actually comes up on stage and with the band and he's like singing or something. Like, I thought it was really funny. I was laughing really hard when it happened. I thought they went really kind of Deadpoolish with him a little bit, which I thought worked. You know,
it seems to be kind of.
I thought it worked. You know,
very much more comical.
That's kind of what the MCU Spider-Man movies are kind of lacking. Like, it's just very corporate, very to the point. It's very much what you expect. No surprises, I guess, which is like, Sam Raimi would never.
Yeah.
I don't count Andrew Garfield. Y'all can at me if you want, but # never gonna be my Spider-Man.
I thought he did really well at No Way Home.
I didn't hate the movies as much as everyone else, but I'm a sucker for Spider-Man.
They should have made Spider-Gwen movie They should have killed Peter and made Emma Stone Spider-Gwen, and then that would have changed the whole trajectory. I'm just saying, Sony, call me.
Yeah. She was good. She was really good.
She stole the show from him.
She did. No, she did. She was really good.
And they were dating at the time. Like, imagine. The best thing about the movie is your girlfriend. Ooh.
They even teased Black Cat in that movie.
Yeah.
I know. She was there.
It was a very small little tease.
Yeah.
And I think, didn't they have like deleted scenes with like Mary Jane or something too?
Yeah. That movie. Look, listen. It was very much the Spider-Man 3 model. Throw everything in there.
Oh, what's her name? Woodley or something? Yeah, I know the actor for Mary Jane. Yeah. That would have been cool to see.
I think it was the girl wasn't she the girl from Divergent and stuff?
Yeah, Shailene Woodley.
Woodley. Yeah.
Is that her name? Yeah, and so interesting, but
not a real redhead, so y'all know how I feel about that. Same thing to Kirsten Dunst.
Oh.
Hey, Lilith.
But we hired her for her cold, hard, wet nipples. So.
Oh, hello, Lilith. Who would your favorite redhead be then?
Cold, wet, hard nipples.
Like acting wise.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a good question.
What about Ron?
Let's go
Ron
Jessica
Howard's daughter?
Chastain.
Oh yeah.
Or Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just yeah. Those two.
I mean, they
come
both
to
look
mind.
literally the same, but yeah.
They do.
No, her father has a hard time telling them apart in pictures.
That's hilarious.
Jeez.
That's hilarious.
But this Kraven's last time. What did everyone think instead of going the
I
usual,
think
the
it's an
no,
all-time classic.
Yeah, but instead of going the usual trope of oh hey, we're talking about dead people, let's talk about Uncle Ben, just because it was of the time. It's like, oh, let's keep bringing up Ned Leeds.
Yeah, Dead Leeds. Yeah, because he was
That's true.
freshly dead off. Was it Spider-Man
It was
versus
Betty.
Wolverine? where he
It's
died?
always
Yeah.
been
Yeah, he got
Betty
he was
put Kraven up to it.
Shot
Mark
in
my
Germany,
words.
right? Is that he shot in a hotel? That was
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, in Berlin, yeah.
Berlin.
Allegedly.
Because supposedly he was the Hobgoblin, which we corrected after the close.
Oh, there was so many things going on with that, wasn't there?
There was so much confusion. I had Tom DeFalco
Yeah.
on the show trying to explain it to me, and I'm even more confused than I was at the start of the conversation.
Well, it's like Roger Stern started the whole thing, and then Tom DeFalco took over, and he knew who the Hobgoblin was supposed to be, but then they took him and Ron Friends off the book, and then I think Peter David just wrapped it up real quick. It's like,
See, that's your problem.
Interesting. It's so interesting to know the back, behind the scenes. It's
It was a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was also, it felt like very overextended. Like it was,
Oh,
yes,
by
very
like
much
a
so.
year?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Roger Stern was writing back in like the late 70s and early 80s. Like, it's. And then Tom DeFalco had a fairly long run himself, and it was just a subplot that just kept percolating. And then he'd left, and he explained it to me. And I honestly can't remember the answer. I said to him,
have to re-listen.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Hobgoblin first appears. Amazing Spider-Man 238. They did that whole we killed Ned Leeds because he was the Hobgoblin. Amazing Spider-Man 289. So I mean, it was like 50 issues at least. That original mystery. Yeah.
What's that? That's almost like
like
4
years.
4 years, yeah, 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, it's and it was a very strong time for Spider-Man too.
Could never.
I don't know, man. That Kindred thing. I don't know.
Well, that also was a behind-the-scenes reason.
No.
Was it really?
Was it really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this the mystery in what's his name, Nick Spencer's run? Is this what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Who was it? Spoil it for me. Who was it?
Allegedly contract negotiations, stalling, and that whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why we were stalling.
I mean, spoilers. It was like a clone of Harry Osborn.
Okay.
It's very
speaking of
underwhelming.
which, Golden
Very
Goblin.
underwhelming.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Gold Goblin's coming up soon. Yes.
Nice.
The reformed Norman Osborn. Oh, God.
Again.
Exactly.
Are we going to see the Goblin Queen again anytime soon? She kind of flew
I don't know.
away.
Maybe if you ask your wife nicely. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Threw me into that one.
I'm looking here at a good image. It's of Spider-Man on the ceiling, from hanging from the ceiling, and Kraven's like standing in front of him.
There's so many good.
One.
So many good.
Like every page could literally be a poster.
Even I was just looking at it. Then the was that opening to one of the issues where it's just all white, and I think it's just is it Peter?
Oh yeah, it's
in
Peter
a
like
fetal
hallucinating down in that grave. Yeah.
Yeah, how cool is that? Like,
we all know Peter's not going to heaven, right?
What a way to open it. Part 4. Yeah.
By the way, I asked JM if he had any pushback from the suicide scene with the shotgun in the mouth, and he said none at the time. And I think he also had his doubts they would even go close to doing that now, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think today's they wouldn't go near it. I think today's standards
But like. How hilarious that they could do it back in the 80s, but now apparently we can't do it. Like, people kill themselves.
The 80s,
it's not like they don't kill themselves.
Yeah, listen.
It
was free for all back then. Seriously, it was. Like we're talking about Hank Pym in the Wackos, like openly trying to commit suicide as well, and leaving a suicide note, and really, putting a gun in his mouth and getting
And Ray, I'm not doing this to torture you, but again, kids, 1988. I mean, we had what 2 pages of Joker just beating Jason Todd with a crowbar.
With a crowbar, yeah.
Yeah.
Look in the chat for Jason.
They revisit that. They revisit that in cartoon and stuff. Like you do see
over
that.
and over.
Yeah.
I mean, how rude is it that they kept the crowbar in the Batcave? How rude is that?
Really? Wow.
Little something
A
to remember
memento.
it by.
Jeez.
Hell,
Put
there's
it next
stories
to-
where
Put it next to the
very
uniform.
dark.
Put it next to the
Yeah,
uniform.
the bloody uniform. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's stories where Jason Todd carries that crowbar, and it's just like, okay, you got some psychological issues going on here.
Bruce raised him. What do you want from him?
Oh,
All his kids are a little psycho. Even Dick. I mean, he's the best of them. But even Dick's got a little bit of,
He's
got
the
a little
least
tick.
damaged. He's the least damaged, but
He's a gigolo. We all know.
He tore away from the bosom of Bruce.
Yeah, he's
Tearful-
a gigolo.
a very tearful
That's his
scene,
worst
yeah.
Bruce trait. So
Yep. Ask
got out lucky.
Starfire and ask Barbara Gordon. You
Hey,
exactly. Stop either make it a throuple or choose bad.
Didn't he? Am I right in saying when he's about to get married, he turned up with Barbara Gordon for just one last night of pleasure before he went back to the wedding?
oh my God, yeah. That was kind of a retcon thing in one of the annuals, and yeah.
We don't talk about
I know
that.
Kristen.
No, I'm just saying, but
that's one of
that's
Kristen's least favorite
that's how
moments.
crazy it was. There's also a really funny story before the Bat Office got Dick Grayson back from Titans. The scene where Bruce Wayne's back is broken, and someone Alfred, I think, calls Dick Grayson, and it's almost just like, Bruce's back's broken. Okay, thanks, bye, and then it just hangs up and just continues on with the issue.
Listen, as you should at that point. If you know, you know.
Well, I know in Batman 500, yeah, Dick Grayson shows up in Tim Drake. So yeah, I heard he picked, Azrael to replace him. This basic,
And that's been bad blood ever since.
This brainwashed assassin. But if you do love Nightfall, stay tuned in November.
Yeah, but that time, shortly after that, the Bat Office gets him back, and then he's very much part of the storylines for the rest of the 90s, part of the Bat universe.
Batman.
But it's interesting when at one point they really treated him so separately. He was so in the Titans universe and not in the Bat universe. It's just an interesting passage.
Well, let's be real. Out of all the Titans, yeah, that's the moneymaker.
Oh, Dick Grayson, yeah.
So,
Ray, I did not plan this. I swear to God.
Once again.
Batman, Rock, I did not plan this.
No, that's okay. No, that's fine. That's.
I'm gonna say that I think the best.
I'm just gonna have to have a shower after this. That's all.
He feels dirty. I think that the best books were the Peter Parker ones because I tend to not actually read those.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't really care for them a lot, but the two issues that from the storyline are my best.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I tend not to read those. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I think we've kind of covered that before, Phil. But yeah.
Yeah, but again, I mean, this is pretty much just it's basically one book. Just coming out 3 times a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months.
I mean, it's obviously just.
But I think they made a very solid effort to make obviously because it's going to be the third, which is the anchor, and then the 6th, which is the final one.
Oh yeah.
To be the best. Had they switched up the order, who knows?
I'm sure it helped. I'm sure it helped the sales on all the books because Amazing was selling more than the other 2 books.
Well, obviously, it's amazing.
And too, like JM said, it's like this way you do 3 books a month for 2 months. You're done in 2 months instead of just doing it in one book and making everyone wait 6 months. Once a month.
Oh,
it didn't kill the momentum or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think honestly at the time, if I remember right, I'll have to ask my comic book guy, but I think Web was actually even doing better than Spectacular at one point, especially during this particular time. So.
Web's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely got the more readability for the time.
Yeah. And it's a model that they keep to like now. I mean, like to this day as well. Like you give me a bi-weekly series, and I will follow that a lot better than monthly. Monthly just
it's rough. Monthly,
it's
it really is.
Especially if people have like 10, 11, 20 titles that they're following. It's hard to remember what happened that last month. So
yeah. No, it is.
And with a glass of wine, it makes it even harder.
A glass, try a bottle, babes.
Exactly.
But I mean, I'm trying to remember if DeMatteis ever said this, but just to talk about, I'm gonna kill Kraven at the end of this. You think they were just like, the guy in the loincloth? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. They're like, fine, you won't have any resistance from us.
Yeah, I mean, he started out as a bit character, and yeah, who
They're like,
cares
just
if
don't
he-
kill Shocker. It's fine.
Oh, when you're below Shocker, yeah, that's yeah. Don't touch Shocker or the Scorpion. Yeah, you can kill Kraven.
I'm just saying those guys are like actual cannon fodder that everybody needs to kind of have in the repertoire.
Yeah.
I mean,
Again-
How
again-
good is the scene? I was going to say, how good is the scene where Mary Jane and Peter and it's your home and they're hugging each other? I'm just looking. at it
Yeah, I was
now.
just
It's
I was
like
just looking at
happy
that.
ending.
I was just yeah.
Hey-o.
Certainly a happy ending. I'm sure.
Right.
She's his
right,
little
late at
goblin
night.
queen.
Late at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
absolutely.
I get it. Goblin Queen. Okay.
Gobble, gobble.
No, it's good. I mean, but again, like same with Vermin, it's disposable.
Yes.
You know, so who will care like what happens? So JM had a real flexibility with what he could do with his characters because it's not like he's dealing with the Green Goblin or Shocker, you know, or Kingpin. Just do what you want. It's fine.
Yeah, and
This is what happens when the suits stay out of stuff, though. Honestly, you get a classic, you get a banger. I wish modern comics would remember that.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, if anyone cares, when he's mentioning Spider-Man and Captain America, yeah, that was Marvel Team Up 128. So
Yes.
Did you make me cover that?
yes, also written by Andy Mateus.
Yes.
And if you want to
miss some. Sorry.
I was gonna say no. If you just want to see the first appearances of Vermin, yes, yeah, it was in DeMatteis's Captain America run.
Yeah,
It was. I've read that actually. Yeah, it is. And he turns up in his spectacular run later on, where you find out there's a really tragic backstory to him.
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
The child
abuse, it's
within,
really
yes,
dark.
that was
Oh.
a good
Yeah.
That is a
was
rough
like-
read, man.
I
Worth
said to
it,
James
but rough.
DeMatteis, I said, that's a dark comic. He said, yes, but it's a journey to the light. It's through the
Yeah.
darkness to the light. I was like, that is some pretty heavy material, like, to come out of the blocks with. And I was surprised, actually, you know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean he loves his psychological stuff. He even said like he has a friend who's a doctor like that. Like Ashley Kafka is based on one of his friends.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Well, I mean, she's
Imagine being his friend. She's like, this is what you were asking me questions about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Ravencroft.
This is
and
why you
dealing
keep
with
inviting me for
supervillains.
coffee.
Yeah. Hey, she's immortalized in a movie, right?
Well,
Was
she's
it
it's a guy
Venom?
in the movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Amazing
Okay.
Spider-Man 2, they made the Kafka a guy. So
Rude.
That sucks. That's just pathetic.
Oh, okay.
Like,
But they also
Kafka-
made, you know.
But in Ben Riley's the stuff that we've been doing, I thought Kafka was a woman.
oh yeah, in all the comics,
he is.
Kafka's a
Yeah.
woman, but in Amazing
Oh, but you're talking
Spider-Man
about
2, you know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
guys
yeah.
strapping down Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Because, you know, Sony's misogynistic. It's okay. Can't
I
have
know,
too
I mean,
much,
what's-
too
I mean,
much clam.
why-
Can't have a clam fest, you know.
That's why we don't have a Jessica Drew movie, right, Ray?
The Spider Babies.
That's their fault, honestly. That would be good choice.
Infuriates me.
I don't even think Marvel knows about I don't think the
Yeah.
MCU knows about her, so they could have just like kind of secretly
know.
negotiated that.
But spoiler, not spoiler. She-Hulk. We get we get Roger.
I can't
Well, he's
believe
not
we didn't
named as
Por-
Roger.
I cannot believe we got Porcupine in a show.
Yeah, how cool
Right.
is that?
crazy. Can I
If
say
it was going to be any show, it was going to be She-Hulk.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, Dave.
I am.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Michelle and I both very much am enjoying that She-Hulk show. We watch
That
it.
last episode.
because you're a
was
real comic book
awesome.
fan.
Yeah, that last episode was just awesome. Of the last 3 episodes, I think, I
they've
thought
been really
it kind
good.
of, I thought it plateaued around, I think, episode 2 and 3. But after that, you know, it was
Yeah,
really good.
no, it's a lot of fun. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed that
very good.
episode where they were in therapy at
Yeah.
the Abomination. Tim Roth was hilarious. Like everyone was good. It was just a really
I didn't-
funny, good episode.
Yeah, I didn't even know. Was it Aguilar, the swordsman? I didn't realize he was an actual comic book. I mean, obviously he would have been a comic book character because I recognized Man Bull, I recognized Porcupine. I didn't recognize the vampire, but he was
No.
funny.
Yeah, they were
but
doing deep dives.
that was so funny though. That was so good, so well done, and that twist at the end with Josh. What a dick!
Well, first of all, his name was Josh, so you know.
Oh,
Am I right in saying in the
Lilith,
comics,
what's that? Is there?
is the
Oh,
swordsman like a in the comics, is the swordsman like a mentor or something to Hawkeye at some point? I think.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a
very.
different swordsman. I forget.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, not yeah. In She-Hulk, that's not the swordsman. No, that's
Oh,
someone.
okay. Oh.
Yeah,
In She-Hulk, that's a mutant actually. So they've actually
Oh.
confirmed another mutant.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's totally different. The swordsman was actually in Hawkeye. The
Oh,
Oh, I
TV
haven't
show.
watched that one. I haven't watched that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Lilith.
The swordsman, the one that Stan Lee, or like the. There's a couple, right?
Yeah, the swordsman. Yeah, the one who trained Hawkeye. He wore purple. He was in the Avengers.
In the Avengers, yeah, that's
Yes,
the one that I'm thinking of.
He was actually his name, like his alias name. So the character is in Hawkeye, the TV show, but he didn't really manifest as the swordsman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, this
Jacquees,
other guy.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. But this other guy is something different. I was a little surprised that Manbull was taken as a comedic thing. I would have loved to see Manbull a bit more thing, but hey,
Well, it's
She-Hulk
She-Hulk,
is
yeah.
it's fantastic. I love She-Hulk. Yeah.
It's a funny show. I really
Really
think
good.
it's
Like
lot
genuinely
better
a
than-
comedy.
Yes,
Yeah, it
yes,
is.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like her assistant as well. She's funny.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I liked the other lawyer who was in the previous episode a lot.
Mallory
who-
Book.
Yeah, I
Ah.
thought she was really acted well, and I
Yeah.
just think there's a lot of characters that I just find it's a pleasure to watch, and it goes
Mm.
by very quickly. It's not a chore.
It does.
Like some shows become a chore to watch. This goes quick. It's light and it's quick. You know?
It's like yeah, exactly. And we've only got what 2 more episodes to go. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hope it
Ah.
gets renewed. I want to see it. It's
I
one
wanna
of my
see it
favorite
renewed.
MCU shows. My
Yeah.
favorite's probably Loki, and then followed by this.
yeah, a lot of people like Loki. I mean, like I didn't hate it, but did Lilith,
Not my
Phil,
favorite.
are they?
Not
are
my
they-
favorite. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite.
Dave,
Yeah.
don't take this the wrong way, but everybody that I know that likes Loki is a narcissist because Loki gets to make out
Oh.
with his female self. So there's a lot of like
Oh.
psychological
Oh,
symbolism
yeah,
symbolism in that
that's
show
not-
when people say
that's
it's their
not why
favorite show.
That's what
not
I've been
why
waiting
liked
for
it.
for myself to come
That's-
sweep me off my feet.
That's not why I liked it. I thought the time travel.
No, it is.
stuff
It's
was amazing.
cerebral and
Time
it's
travel
fun.
was time travel was really good. And Sylvie, she was really good as well. So
I thought it was just fun. I liked Owen Wilson.
The variant
Owen
stuff gets
Wilson,
old though
yeah.
quickly.
Well, everyone's trying to do multiverse now.
Yeah.
oh yeah, the multiverse is a little bit fatiguing.
Listen,
but-
as a DC fan, I'm just gonna say in the comic books they do it better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, again, it doesn't matter what.
Well, until we
property
get
it
to
is.
multiversity, then that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But
Every property now, they're like, oh, we could do multiple versions of the same character. Oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it.
break out the
Yeah.
merch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why you bring
that
it-
is what they're thinking of. You know.
Yeah. So Michael Keaton, you bring him back. You bring out John Wesley Shipp. You know, other versions of Flash and Batman. So yeah.
Eh?
But it's
Right.
fun. It brings in the money because it's so smart because you know you have fans of that era, and of course I'd love to see them back. Same like with Hugh. Like there are some young kids who have no idea who Hugh is.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah.
Don't say that. I can't imagine that. That makes me feel really old. That's like people asking what a freaking dark room is. It's like what?
Oh, yeah.
Ray,
Stranger Things? What?
a telephone booth, a phone booth.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? It's like
You mean that thing Doctor Who travels in? Ah!
yeah, exactly.
a CD player.
Phil, you sent this thing on Facebook that was hilarious. That brought me back. It was a cassette player you put in the car to listen to your CD.
Oh, that was.
Oh, yeah,
it's
the
your portable
adapter.
CD player. Yeah.
That was so cool. I was
That
like,
was really
wow.
good, Phil. You
Had
really
one in my
think-
Chrysler LeBaron, please believe.
Yes, in my Dodge Omni. Yes.
What do you reckon, Dave? In your Tirana?
From back in the day, man. In the
Back in
van,
the
I would have
day.
had it. I would have had it. In the
Well,
The
van.
old van, eh? Oh, Dave.
Oh,
Windowless panel?
Dave.
Black film.
It was a van I had. It was I had a courier job through university, part of my dad's business, and that little contraption would have fitted in like an absolute tree.
Oh God, he was the guy with the water bed in the back and the disco ball.
Exactly.
I wish.
Anyway,
one thing we did do in the van was this is way back in the 90s. We used to a few of the guys we'd gather inside the van and have a few sessions and really get
Hot
involved.
box. They called his van the hot box, definitely.
And we thought we were being really kind of like covert, but we weren't really. We're sitting in a van with the music pumping with like
smoke poured out of every crack.
It's gonna look like the end of the She-Hulk episode this week. Smoke coming out of the back of the van.
Yeah.
And then
I'm thinking of that.
We'd stagger out,
Yeah, I'm thinking of that limo Dave in Predator 2.
Yes.
Smoke the doobie.
Good times. Well, I'm going to give this 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10 as far as I'm concerned. Kraven.
Jeez, Dave, no holding back.
Well, why bother? I mean,
that's what she said.
It's like 4 a.m. here in Australia. It's an all-time classic.
Not 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's 10 out of 10. It's perfect.
Yep.
Mike Zeck, James DeMatteis, take a bow.
What do you think, Ray?
Yeah, I'd say this is one of the pinnacles of a lot of comic book storytelling, and we have we're fortunate enough to have brilliant artwork to go with it as well. So I think it's a perfect storm in that regards. And just the fact that, as we discussed before, Matteis was able to take these 1-bit, 2-bit characters, that is Kraven and Vermin, and actually make them interesting and make us care for them. So yeah, I mean it's a classic. You can't go wrong with it. And a little thing I love the black Spidey suit in it as well. I think it's a small detail. I mean, it could probably work either way, but I think just with a black spider suit, because
it's his funeral. Get it?
Yeah.
It
just makes it darker. That's great. Yeah.
Oh, and is there any more iconic scene? It's just him coming out of that grave.
No. Well, next to him throwing the Spider-Man outfit in the garbage on the, I will be Spider-Man more forever.
Yeah,
that's absolutely iconic, and this one is absolutely iconic as well.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most iconic shots in that black suit is him coming out of that grave.
Mm-hmm.
All right, harshest critic of all, Lilith Hellfire.
I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
No, that's
because I don't get that. Like, Vermin doesn't really become Vermin for me until you read The Child Within. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, Vermin I could do without. And Mary Jane's a little ditzy, but other than that,
she kills a rat.
Come on, poor old
with
Mary.
her bare hands. But she's a New Yorker. You're not even a New Yorker if you can't kill a bug and a rat with your bare hands.
Yeah,
she tells those guys to get stuffed. You
Yeah.
remember that? She fires back at those guys.
That's harsh language for Comic Code Authority.
It is.
Yes. Yeah.
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
But no, I like this. I think I got to agree with Dave. Give it a 10 out of 10.
You definitely should reread it every year. I think I always gain something new out of rereading it.
Yeah, and it's easy to find. It's on Marvel Unlimited. I think how many times have they reprinted this in trades?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
At least 10.
Listen,
I got the hardcover. Yeah. You got the Epic
I actually
collection there,
managed
right?
to get all the individual issues. But
Ooh,
my
nice.
comic book guy's
Nice.
just that good, so.
well, I'm just in love with you, but yes.
No, I'm just a really good
Working that
customer.
magic, Lily.
Well, yeah, you make what 2 or 3 trips a week to the comic shop? Yeah, he
I
better
do.
send it
He's
over
going to
time.
miss me in December, Phil. He's going to miss me.
Let's just be blatantly kind of clear with this. If Dave and I walked up to King's, we probably wouldn't get that treatment as well. I'm just saying that for your
I would demand
personality
it.
and
I
your-
would demand
yeah.
it. I would demand it, Ray.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Dave would say, "Treat me like a pretty girl."
Please. Ignore the age. Ignore the weight, please.
But yeah, no, one. Not only yes, Lilith is an attractive young lady, but also yes, she spends money there 2 to 3 times a week. So
Cash is king.
That's awesome.
I think she has her own
Yeah.
parking spot. She spends so much money.
My
at that spot.
gosh.
Well, one of my main comic book stores is actually in the mall, but if I could have probably asked the other guy that is in the shopping lot to probably give me my own spot.
Get doubles.
Oh man, I just put them against each other. Well, this guy's giving me 10% off.
Yeah, exactly. Price match.
Exactly.
You don't even know. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll just grab like a Funko Pop, like off the just go, just take it, go.
What?
After I pay for my comic books, I see something that really like, yeah, just go.
Holy
It's
moly,
okay.
Dave! I want this sort of
Must be
treatment
nice
at
to be an
King's.
attractive young woman, isn't it?
Well, that and I'm not a poser. Like, look, not to call anybody out at one of my at my local comic book shop. A lot of people are posers, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No, I hear you.
I can
do you
actually
mean,
genuinely
Lil?
have a
Elaborate.
conversation.
She knows
Yeah.
what she's talking about. She knows her stuff.
Yeah.
I hear
And like
you,
the
Lilith.
people that he gets in the shop are kind of older and stuff. Like most people, I'm just like he had Arthur Sardam in there and stuff like that, and he was gonna have Chuck Dixon, but Chuck Dixon canceled and he hasn't rescheduled, and I'm very upset because I bought Alt Q 1 and 2 and I wanted him to sign it.
Excellent. Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, Chuck's a legend. You should reach out to him, and I'm sure you can organize it if you're in Florida.
yeah, I know. I was just hoping he would reschedule. I like when they come to the shop. Like he gets like on comic book day, he gets so many great people. Just I don't know how he does it because my part of Florida is just
Well, how's the hunt for Dan the Dino? Didn't you say the Dino comes in?
bro. I literally what was it like a week and a half ago? I literally had just missed him by like 15 minutes.
Oh,
I was gonna run to the parking lot, but I was like, yeah, my comic books are more
What would you
important.
say to Dan today if you saw him?
Well, no, he's working with Frank Miller, and when their comic comes out, my guys they're going to be like one of the first places that they go
Awesome.
when it comes out to sign and stuff. So
That's
I'm just
great.
waiting on that. Like I have questions for Dan DiDio. He needs to definitely answer.
answer for your DC Comics crimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But he also he has some good
question,
things.
Dan. He did. He was both a blessing and a curse. He was both. You know.
Yeah, much like Jeff.
Oh,
Like there's being a fanboy, and like I said, sometimes you have to stand up for your fans, but then sometimes you also need to not be so self-serving. So it's like a fine balance.
Yeah, no, I agree. I hear you. No, Dan DiDio, he'd be an interesting guy. I'd actually like to get him on Signal of Doom, and I don't think it's impossible because he's promoting this Frank Miller thing.
Exactly.
And he's very much an entertainer, apparently, Lilith. So he's very much like it's a business kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Very much so. Like it didn't start out that way for him, and then it got thrown into his lap, and he did the best that he could, and nobody stopped him. So like I always say, yeah, he did that, but there was like a committee that said it was okay too. So don't, you know what I mean?
Well, the most interesting thing I ever heard from him was New 52 was so big in that first year, and I've heard the quote where he says the problem was we didn't have a plan for the second year. We
exactly.
Didn't. Yeah, which is, and I just think to myself, how can you not have planned that? Because obviously, when you're going to reboot your whole universe, you need to have some sort of a plan. You know?
yeah, and writers.
Listen, 2011. Ask any DC comic book writer that was writing around like between 2007 and 2012. They'll tell you the horror stories. You don't even have to pry it out of them. They'll tell you.
There's a reason they had NDAs, huh? Love.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
But yeah, this. Go pick it up. If you're a Spider-Man fan and you don't have this, what are you even doing with your life?
Yeah, come on, get real, get
Easy
real.
to find. It's been reprinted over and over and over.
This, the Clone Saga, like there's a couple even if you don't like Clone Saga, you still have to have it in your collection.
To bring it back to the beginning, the death of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
that's a comic I wish I could find in good condition.
You can get the hardcovers and stuff though pretty easily. I've got the hardcovers.
Oh, but you want
like
the
a
original
floppy.
issue.
Yeah.
She liked the original. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for a soft copy. Heyo.
Okay.
We're gonna go hunting at the end of December, Lilith. We're gonna go to all the local comics.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
There is one somebody recommended. It's like downtown near the stadium.
Yeah, is it Ides or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the ones I was gonna put on the list because I've only been there a few times, but yeah.
Because like before you offered your house, I was actually gonna go stay down by the stadium.
I know.
And it was like literally walking distance at one of the Airbnbs that I saw. I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a couple of years. Yeah, we need to go down there because for what I remember, it's pretty big. I think it's like at least 2 floors. Yeah.
So Phil, you haven't nurtured your relationship with that store like Lilith.
No. Listen, there's something to be said. One of my main comic book stores are like one of the biggest stores like in our area, but also the second one that I go to is kind of smaller. So like I prefer like the smaller like comic book shops. I feel like you find better like gyms and stuff because they have to try a little harder to get traffic in and stuff.
So size doesn't matter. That's what
no. You'd be surprised at the stuff if you go into like
I did not say that.
Well, I mean, it's how you use it.
She's a size. Shut up! You're a size queen. You admit it. Come on.
I mean, if every comic book store could be 2 floors or more, like a Barnes and Nobles, I'm not gonna argue. But
yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah.
Ray, the big one. It's hard to, you got to go into the city. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of,
Yeah. Oh my God, all the bridges in Pittsburgh. I can't. This is somebody who lives in Florida. There are a lot of bridges in Pittsburgh. I don't know why.
Because of the 3 rivers.
Yeah, there's bridges and tunnels. It feels very much like a baby New York. Gives me anxiety.
When I get to Pittsburgh, can you take me here? Can you
take
me to that spot there? Okay. Thank you. I want to see it.
I want to go to the building where Mary Jane punched that one villain.
I mean, they literally mentioned Mount Washington in that issue, Lilith. So I'm like, yeah, we could go up there.
Yeah, that's what we could do. Comic book tour Pittsburgh.
Comic book tour Pittsburgh. I love it.
Poor Danielle.
I know. I told her. Like,
can we get an F in the chat for Danielle being annoyed by the nerding out we're gonna do?
I told her we're doing at least one day of full comic book shopping. I know one day we're going to a hockey game. So.
Nice.
All of us.
Cool.
Yeah, I like hockey.
Why? Because people fight sometimes.
It's like American football on ice.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I hear it.
All right. Dave fell asleep 15 minutes ago.
No, I'm okay. No, I'm enjoying. I am. Actually, was all being lulled to sleep by Lilith talking about hockey there for a second. I was almost.
Are you which Australia time zone are you in? Are you in Kingston, Adelaide, Perth?
Sydney.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Same time as Ray. Same time as Ray. So just after midnight. But I'm an old man, so Ray's I've got a few years on Ray, so like.
Finally, Ray's not the oldest person in the room.
No, I'm not the.
Wow, how old are you? If you're
Thank
older
you.
than Ray,
I'm older than Ray. I'm as old as time. I was back when Marvel were timely comics.
Grandpa, tell me of the time when they would send comic books in the mail to you. You could just order it out the back of a comic book with 5 cents.
I remember in the 1950s when Batman was fighting aliens, pink aliens, and all that.
That Adam West, he's a great
Batman. I still think Spider-Man's a new character.
All right. All right, let's get out of here. But, all right, kids, so you may be asking, what are we going to cover on episode 201? Well, I wish Lilith was on camera so I could watch her head bounce off the desk. Yes, that's 201. Lilith is going to be our episode all about the 30th anniversary of Spider-Man 2099.
Oh.
Did we get Kona?
I can try. I'll try.
He's a 2099 man, as you may or may not know.
I know. So, yeah, we're going to cover Spider-Man 2099, 35 through 38.
Miguel!
The first appearance of 2099 Venom.
Oh,
cool. What a flop that character was. And that's Venom. Like, how do you make Venom a flop?
In the 90s.
Even Sony didn't manage to do it, so...
All right. So, yeah, send your thoughts on that. Email CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Ultimate Spider-Cast on Facebook, on Twitter. Find links to all of our social medias for all the shows we do. Yes, everything's in the show notes. I know. Lil Jr. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everything's free. Every episode we do, including the interviews, like our current one we did. Charlie and I did last night with Mr. Jim Zub. You don't want to miss that one. So smash that subscribe button so you don't miss a second of anything we do.
Smash it.
Oh, in stereo.
And most importantly, the Patreon. I think it was last time we chatted. Yeah, Dave's like, "Oh, everyone should be subscribing to your Patreon." I'm like, "Yes, I agree."
You missed Jim special sound drops like, babes, it's Billy Zane.
I know. I love when Justin just like messages me. He's like, "Oh, his favorite moments of the conversation." Yes, you know, John.
Yeah. And luckily for Phil, superhero comic book movie bracket is almost over. So
yeah, we should have a winner.
What's the choice? What's the choice now? I'll give you my answer. What are the choice?
Well, Lilith and I just did the Phantom versus the Spirit, but October episode's going to be Spawn versus Meteor Man.
Spirit is worse than what was the Phantom? Spirit's worse than Phantom. I haven't seen Meteor Man.
So you know.
Yeah, I haven't seen Meteor Man. What was Meteor Man and what? Meteor Man and
Spawn.
Yeah, I mean I liked Spawn when I saw it in the cinema. I'm sure it's aged terribly. I haven't seen Meteor Man though, to be honest.
I mean, they tried to do a PG-13 Spawn. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. But it was fun at the time, you know.
The cartoon was better on HBO.
It was better.
My hot take.
100% right, Lilith. Yes.
My hot take: the Spawn film is probably the worst. It's going to be the winner.
Yeah. You didn't see me.
You might want to rewatch it.
You might want to wait and watch Meteor Man, right?
Okay.
So you get all that plus Chichester chats on the Patreon.
I got the good mic out for you guys,
and also pick yourself up some Capes and Lunatics and Capes and Lunatics sidekicks merch like Ray did. Find it all at Linktree, linktr.ee/CapesandLunatics. Yes,
Phil,
Ray.
sorry. When are you going to have DG, Chichester, and Justin in the same room?
We're going to try to put that together just with those two voices. Yeah.
I just want to know when you do because I want to get ready.
He's like, I gotta get new headphones. I gotta get a more expensive bottle of wine.
Exactly. Yeah. The $15 bottle of wine is going to be cracked open.
No expense spared, Ray. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those voices. Yeah,
my favorite biscuit.
All right. Lilith, where can people find you?
Oh, if you want to have a flipping good time on the interwebs, get it, interwebs. Find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire69, and of course on TikTok, making all the comments and none of the content at Lilith Hellfire69.
Either do the 6 or do the 9. Well, you don't want to know the things I've done.
I miss doing this when you're on vacation.
Somebody's muffin's getting buttered. That ain't my business.
It's Mary Jane after he got out of that damn coffin. That's whose.
What?
It was Mary Jane's muffin. What are you talking about?
Oh, rape and murder, I'll tell you that.
God.
All right, Dave. I know something big's coming up on Signal of Doom, and I'm sure there's a hot episode coming up soon. So, what is it? What is it, Dave? Tell us.
There is a very hot episode of Signal of Doom. Obviously, we're a weekly show. Listen, guys, we have Elliot S. Magan, the Superman writer, coming up this week.
How cool is that?
We cannot wait. We are looking so forward to talking to him, and we also have James DeMatteis next weekend as well. So we've got a double up.
Tyler just creamed his pants.
And believe you me, I cannot wait to talk to Elliot S. Magan because it's our first interview with him. It'll be the third time JM's on, but I have read so much of this Superman stuff. I am so ready to go. So yeah, check us out. We're obviously on Facebook. We're on Twitter at Signal of Doom. But yeah, just check the show out. And thank you very much for having me on as well. Pleasure to be on for the 200th episode.
Oh, thank you. But no, I should mention too. Yes, everyone. Will Allred, our other co-host, who also does the show "Explain Yourself" with Kevin Joseph, where they talk to people about their Kickstarter comics. They are going to have JM also on there. I believe this month. So
he's really promoting this Kickstarter stuff. I can't wait to talk to him about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, some of that stuff he said he's been working on it, since the pandemic started. So
yeah,
right. Cool.
Lots of good stuff. All right, guess that's it. No, I'm sorry. I know Ray has. He's a man
that needs no introduction or outro.
Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you. You can just contact me on at RayPod, REY Pod on Twitter. That's where I hover. That's where I lurk. That's where I
any time, day or night, Ray. Any
time.
Yeah? Okay.
Well, I mean, if it's late at night, then there might be a delay in a response when I sleep. But no, absolutely, just there, and you can find all the shows that I do there. Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
The Moon Knight podcast. The original. Always imitated, never duplicated.
Always good to return to. We're doing reviews of the classic and the modern run reviews. I mean, we've done a whole spate of new issues, new TV shows. So it's good to kind of get back to to the the bones of it all. We're approaching our 100th episode for Last Sons of Krypton Superman podcast.
Wow.
So looking forward to that. Yeah. So Connor and I will be tackling some issues in the lead up to the big 100. And of course, Predator and Prey, a new podcast. P-Ray. I love it. So we're going through the movies. We're just waiting for our copies of the Omnibus, which will be released, I think, November or December, and then we'll be going through the arcs. Dave, I know you've done Big Game already on the Signal. But
we did that. Yep.
Yeah, we're doing stuff. Yeah, Concrete Jungle, Big Game, Bad Blood, Race War.
Bad Blood's crazy. That was the one you recommended. That was nuts. I love that guy.
So Phil
and I will be waiting for our invitation on Batman versus Predator. So
yes, oh no, absolutely. I am in our trophy room where we kind of do a little show and tell. I did show that I did pick up the Batman Predator collected.
Mine's autographed.
Collection.
Oh, there you go. Wow, she just one-upped you.
I know. I just immediately beaten down. Yeah.
I should mention Phil and Lilith.
Phil
and Lilith, anytime you'd like to come and Signal of Doom, you guys are very welcome. So I should mention that as well. Ray's been on many times, but I have Ray on retainer.
Every podcast in the world has Ray on retainer.
What show has? I mean, Signal's a good show, but what show hasn't Ray been on?
I know. But if you guys would ever like to come on Signal, you're more than welcome.
Yes, absolutely. And likewise,
whenever you want to talk Archie, feel free to call me.
Oh yeah, we could talk some Archie. I don't mind a bit of Archie. Yeah.
Dave Lilith is a big
Afterlife of Archie. I like that.
Motu fan, Lilith.
And Archie versus Predator. Just saying.
I love
that.
Archie
One
versus
and two.
Punisher as well. Archie versus
Punisher. Sure thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if the Punisher's involved even a little bit, Dave's down for it.
I'm definitely down for that. I don't mind a bit of Sabrina either. Actually.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that Sabrina TV show. I love that show.
Is that
the newer one or the one with Melissa Joan Hart?
Can I say both?
Yes, absolutely. That is actually the correct answer, sir.
Yeah, both. Definitely both. The new one was fantastic, but I did love the original back in the 90s for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, Ray. We can reach you at any time. I can call you on the bat phone at any time.
Anytime.
No. You got to jump into the moon copter. Put some respect on that.
Exactly. I will quickly turn the conversation.
When Marlene's going to be around too when I make my visit.
I will. So
Marlene,
Dave and I have an unspoken agreement. So whenever Marlene does pop up again, I'm going to be on the moon phone to Dave straight away.
And I'll be around quick smart.
Check it out. Yeah.
We love Marlene.
Yes, and Ray, Lilith and I are waiting for our our 2-part crossover on the Batman Predator stuff. So
no, don't worry, it's going to happen.
Nice.
That will happen. You know who I'm going to be rooting for?
Oh yeah, of course we know who you're rooting for.
Batman, my favorite character.
Yeah, Batman all the way. Dark Knight.
Yeah, plenty of prep time.
Oh God.
All right. Thank you, kid. Thank you, my esteemed panel here.
Thank you.
Thank you, the listeners, for listening. Well, what's Connor say?
Listeners.
Thank you for listening. And thank you, the audience, for listening.
Thank you.
Guys, I always like to say that ray of sunshine, Connor. Yes. Thank you for listening. But until next time, swing on back.
Thwip.
Good to have her back.